What is this tool found on the wall of a Hickory Hollow, a restaurant in Houston, Texas? About 2.5 feet long and made of some kind of steel or iron. They have unique antique tools, photos, posters, and trinkets hung on the walls, similar to Cracker Barrels. To me, it looks like something you would grip with both hands and do a cutting or stabbing motion, but I don't really know. Any idea what this was used for? It's an antique hay knife from the late 19th to the early 20th century. It was used for cutting a slice of hay off a rick, hence the offset. When rectangular and mini round bales replaced ricked hay, they stayed in use to cut lumps off bales. This gent is using one to cut well down in the rick, and the need for the offset is apparent to stop your knuckles from being rubbed raw. The outer layer was thatch. You can see the stitching for weather protection. The hay was dry before ricking, so in theory, low risk of silage. The stack would last all winter and had to be kept weather tight, so they cut a face rather than taking the top off and losing the weather proofing. What is this kitchen tool that looks like a spatula? We found at the bottom of the long-forgotten gadgets. We have cooks and chefs with up to 40 years of experience, and we have no idea what this can be used for. Google image search is not helpful. Can you please help us identify what this thing is? It's a panini spatula. The wide platform helps to scoop the sandwich off the grill, preventing any collateral damage to your fingertips. The slit down the middle allows you to place a knife within it, enabling you to hold down the sandwich and cut it in half without any of your ingredients oozing out. What is this bottle I found when cleaning out my parents' old stuff? It is technically one bottle, but it appears to be divided, and there are two screw-on tops. One side is stamped SM, and the other side is PL. I initially thought they were salt and pepper, but I don't think that labeling makes sense, at least not in English. Also, there is a lot of greasy substance around the cap. I also removed one side, and there was no cover with holes like you would expect from salt and pepper shakers. The inside looks like someone kept oil or grease inside. It was empty but still coated in old black goo. What is it? It's a World War II era Polish military dual-chamber oiler bottle used for firearm maintenance. This type of oiler was commonly issued with Polish variants of the Mosin Nagant and AK rifles. PT likely stands for a cleaning solution or solvent, and SM stands for smar, the Polish word for grease. What is this item I found in my grandfather's stuff? It is inscribed Father Stephen, it fits in my palm, and breaks into several pieces. It looks like bullet casings, but it's not. I accept any theory, no matter how crazy. It's a 1940s telescoping cigarette holder, missing the Bakelite tip, and it was not intended for cocaine. This is one from my collection that is built into a lighter. The vial unscrews from the top, revealing a hollowed opening where the cigarette holder fits. It can be worn as a necklace or on a watch fob. What are these old handle-looking things found in Switzerland? I found something close on Google Lens, but it just translated to tools. Around 15 centimeters long, made of wood and metal, and they seem too heavy to be lace bobbins. I am thinking tent pegs, but someone else guessed it's some kind of tool handle or a form of a weaving tool. Has anyone seen these things before? They are Swiss target crossbow bolts from the 1940s to the 1960s. These are not designed for piercing, they're for target shooting. You can see two of them with this crossbow in a Rock Island auction. These were used with traditional Swiss match-style crossbows, a precision sporting tradition maintained since the 19th century. What is this some kind of farm equipment found in our community agricultural exhibit in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania? Nobody knows what it is, and the owner put a note on it that says, "What do you think it is?" Someone suggested it was used to collect yarn as it was being spun, but it seems pretty rugged for that purpose. It is a bit like a handcart. Another suggestion was a clothes rack for drying, but those rods are on a wheel and they spin. Someone also said it's a newspaper rack. Any idea what this is? It's an antique garden hose reel, mounted on a wheeled cart from the early 20th century. Here's another one of similar construction from circa 1910, and it was posted in Farquhar's 1905 Garden Annual Catalogue. It has handles or spokes to manually wind or unwind a garden hose, and wheels allowing it to be moved around a garden or estate. Its primary function was to neatly store and transport a long garden hose, preventing tangles and kinks. What is this thing found on Facebook Marketplace? The seller doesn't know what it is. Around 2 inches long, and it is stamped with what I think is GBD. It has perforations in the metal around the head, and the perforations were lifted slightly. Can anyone help identify this? It's an old hedgehog pipe reamer for a tobacco pipe, made in England in the 1950s. As you smoke a pipe, the carbon will build up on the side of the walls. It can get to a point where you can no longer use it because the buildup is so bad. Thus, you would use a reamer to scrape some of that off the walls. What is this item I found in a bag of miscellaneous items while thrifting? It's about 1 inch long, it is gold in color, and marked 14 karat on the bottom. It is not very substantial in weight, and the bottom can be clicked in. It is movable. I have tried a Google image search, but I don't think the search results are accurate. I keep finding that it might be a pendant, but why the clickable bottom that moves? I feel like it may be a piece to something larger, but I'm not sure and wanted to see if anyone could help. Thanks in advance. This is a fancy one. It's a mid-century lantern with a working candlelight charm. These were a thing in the 1960s. Pressing the bottom of some charms would activate a little bulb. I think they started making them in the late 1950s or early 1960s when watch batteries became common, but the novelty of light-up charms made them expensive, and the trend didn't last for decades. What is this rubber oval thing in a first aid kit, last used in the 1960s? I bought this one as part of an auction lot here in Nottingham, England. I deal in art and antiques, and my job is quite literally buying cool old stuff. I genuinely have no idea, and Google Lens tells me it's a terracotta incense burner, even when I say it is made of rubber. Has anybody seen these before, or know what these would have been used for? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.